There's just no way this woman was dumb enough to come back to the United States. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer. Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Noel Rodriguez. He was a little boy that went missing from Everman, Texas, which was really, really close to where I lived before my most recent move. And I got pretty involved in that case. Me and my kids drove around putting up missing posters. We went to memorials. We went to the opening for the park. I've spoken back and forth with Chief Spencer of the Everman Police Department a few times via email and in person at the little events that they had for Noel. Now, the last update we had was really just distressing. And I remember very, 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 very blatantly expressing to Chief Spencer that as much as I knew that his department was working on this case, because they were busting their asses for little Noel. They really, really were. And they still are. I see it. I see it in Chief Spencer's face that he's one of the good ones when it comes to keeping important things important when it comes to his department. I can tell his heart's really in this case, even now. What I saw in this update from a few days ago was no different than what I saw from him whenever all of this first happened. Now, I'm not going to go over the entire case again. If you guys want to know about little Noel, please do give him a few minutes of your time if you can and go check out the playlist. He actually went missing months before he was reported missing. His mother is a complete monster. And the basics are this. Besides what I just said about it being months and months after the poor boy was ever seen, the mother tried to borrow someone else's kid in order to take him to the doctor to pretend to be Noel so that she wouldn't lose benefits for her other children and herself. She was married to somebody. He was Noel's stepdad, and I don't think that him and the mom had been together for all that long. But they paid a whole lot of money right around tax return time for a cement slab in the backyard of a home that she was staying in that belonged to a man that she wasn't related to, that was apparently going to leave the house to her whenever he passed away. And because the house was going to be hers, she didn't have to ask him permission, apparently. So she spent thousands of dollars on this cement slab and then really wanted one very specific spot a lot thicker than the rest of the spots, at least according to the contractor that came forward after Noel was reported missing. Now, dogs went out there and they hit on the dirt underneath the concrete slab. They dug the concrete slab up and absolutely found nothing. Nothing at all. Now, there was also a hit on a rug, and the rug was also brought to the dumpster very close to the house by the stepdad. And that hit too, like I mentioned. So that's 2 hits. Okay, the dogs aren't going to hit for no reason, which is another reason why I'm really, really disappointed even more in Nancy Disgrace, if you can believe it, because Crime Online posted this travesty of a headline on Twitter when it comes to this update, and the police department have been adamant that the whole story about her selling Noel is not true.
At Noel's last sighting, he was described as appearing unhealthy and malnourished. Cindy told family members different stories about the whereabouts of Noel, including the fact that she sold him to a lady in a Fiesta Mart parking lot. Biological father nor the aunt in Mexico have ever even met Noel. No data to support any trips even remotely close to the border, and no data to support that Noel was sold, especially at a Fiesta Mart.
I don't understand why Crime Online, Nancy Grace, and all those over there don't do more research. Let me also add the obvious here, okay? And Nancy, of all people, should know how this works, all right? Check out the FBI poster. Look at the charge. You do not have a capital murder charge because you sold your child. You get trafficking charges or something of the like. The U.S. code for selling or buying children is apparently 18 U.S. code 2251A, and it says selling or buying of children. Selling or buying of children shall be punished by imprisonment for not less than 30 years or for life. Okay, so Nancy, Crime Online, why are you putting a headline out that she sold him when she has pending murder charges on her Fed reward poster. Come on, man. You give the fact that cadaver dogs were hitting and she was trying to borrow a kid for an appointment because Noel no longer existed? Yeah, not only that, but she was seen hitting him in the head with a hand fist full of metal keys and depriving him of food and water because he was 6 but autistic and had to wear diapers, and she didn't want to change his diaper, so she would just not give him water. People saw this. No one ever reported anything. Nobody ever tried to save this child. No one. Months and months and months and months and months it took before somebody finally said something. It's just disgusting. Well, then the last update, like I tried to mention before, was that all of a sudden the family is gone. Gone. Stepdad stole like $10,000 from his employer in cash out of a safe. They bought plane tickets out of the country and hadn't been heard from since. And that's kind of where I lost a lot of faith in this case. And this update doesn't make me feel any better. Okay? It doesn't. It's not an update of an update. All it is that the feds are now offering a reward for her dumbass.
On behalf of the numerous agencies and investigators that have been working diligently to locate Noel Alvarez, the 6-year-old child from Everman, Texas, who has not been seen alive since October of 2022, today the FBI is announcing a reward for up to $25,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of Cindy Rodriguez Singh. Cindy Rodriguez Singh is wanted on state charges for allegedly murdering her own young son, Noel. Cindy's last confirmed sighting was on March 22nd, 2023, as she, her husband, and 6 other juvenile children boarded an international bound flight to India. It was determined that Noel was not with them and he did not board that plane.
They took the kids with them out of the country. Of course, Noel wasn't with them, and we all know why. Okay? But just the simple fact that they are suspecting that she killed Noel, you'd think that the feds would try a hell of a lot harder to find her just to make sure that the other kids are still alive. Because you've basically popped the seal, okay? She's killed one kid. Now it's literally nothing but for her to do it to another one. Or the other ones. So that really bothered me there, that they already know that she did something cray-cray. Or at least they're hella suspecting that 99.9999999% it was her that did something cray-cray. Him involved, apparently, with how much he's trying to help her cover things up. The well-being of those other children should have been number one priority. That's just my opinion. But now they're coming out and they're offering a $25,000 reward. And that makes me question if she somehow was able to get herself back into the country, somehow under the radar, even though the feds are looking for her, because she's been wanted by the feds since they fled. This reward is the only thing that's brand new, and there's no other information. To me, they wouldn't be coming out and offering a reward all this time later randomly for no reason at all, unless they knew something, in my opinion. And we see how horrible the illegal migration situation is, okay, and how easy scary ass people and people who don't belong here can get into our border, all right? So it really wouldn't surprise me at all, really, if she was able to get back into the country, even though the feds are looking for her ass. It really wouldn't shock me at all. But I'm wondering if they maybe think that. Like maybe they got some sort of tip, or maybe they did notice her somehow, somewhere, and she's back in the States and now there's a reward. That'd be some shit. But yeah, that's the only update on this case. But I wanted to put it out here because Noel is a very special case to me. My kids got involved in that one, like I said, and I've been waiting for some sort of update, waiting for something. But once I knew they were out of the country, I did lose a lot of hope. And I said this in the last video You could easily just report anonymously where he is in order for the community that cared enough to try to look for him to bury him. They could. If they're really all the way overseas and think that they're not going to be touched and they're just over there living their lives now, why couldn't they just submit an anonymous tip so that we could put him to rest for real? I don't understand that. Like, you did something shitty. But then again, if you're going to be able to do something that extreme to your own child, then you don't even have a conscience to care about that kind of thing, do you, I guess? This case just pisses me off. This child was failed in every way possible. And now the feds are failing him in the end. Because he's unfortunately just another name on a very long list. That's the sad truth about that. Now, if you do have any information on her, on the stepdad, on the guy that she used to live in his house, on the other children, on anyone that knows these people, and especially on baby Noel, if anybody knows anything, please call the Everman Police Department. I know there's a federal investigative whatever. I know there's an FBI poster, okay? Call the feds if you want to. I personally feel that Chief Spencer and the people over in the Everman Police Department would do more with a tip than the feds would. And that's just my personal opinion. But do whatever they tell you to do. I would just personally call Everman over the feds. But if you have any information, please call in the tip. Don't be somebody else who lets this little boy down whenever you could have done something different. You don't want to be that person. But if you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please do not forget to leave a like on your way out, subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already, and don't forget to leave your notification bell set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reactions, reviews, case updates, or deep dives. See y'all.